What's up, guys? So, I have a story to share. Um, a few weeks ago, one of my friends texted me, female straight friend, and she was like, "Guess what? I'm getting engaged to her boyfriend who she's been dating for, I want to say, a year or two." And of course, I was like, "Oh, congratulations," and excited for her. But at the same time, a part of me felt like strangely uneasy about it. And of course, I didn't express this to her and I kept it to myself. But I was like, what was that? Like, what was that uneasiness or that sense of like I couldn't be fully happy for her, right? Of course, I presented it as such when I responded to her, but I wasn't sure what to make of that. And then, literally a few days later, another friend, the exact same thing happened. Literally a few days later, back to back, she said she was engaged as well. Same thing. I said, when are you getting married? That's amazing. All this stuff. And yet again, I felt like I couldn't be fully happy for her. And it made me feel very guilty because I was like, what kind of friend am I if I can't fully allow a good friend of mine, in this case two friends, to like fully enjoy their moment, that they're evolving, the relationships are evolving, their lives are evolving. And in that moment, I realized that it was a feeling of thinking like they're moving on and they're evolving and I'm still in the same place in life. And that for me, dating has always been such like a overly complicated, unnecessarily complicated, difficult, confusing thing. And the idea that like, for me, even a relationship has always seemed so out of reach. And then to think these two close friends who are exactly the same age as me, professionally in a similar place, a lot of the variables are the same, but for them as straight women, like, they've always had boyfriends. They've always had guys express interest. And just like that, now they're both getting married. And so I realized it was a matter of an insecurity in me, feeling like almost like I'm getting left behind. Like everybody's moving on, everybody's almost like, I guess, if you, in high school, if your friends were all going off to college and you're staying back because you didn't get into a college, let's say. Like that's the only thing I can sort of make an analogy to. Why would I instinctively go to a place of making it about me instead of just being happy for them? And in kind of analyzing and exploring this, I did realize that maybe subconsciously it comes from a place of fear, like a fear of your close friends are going to abandon you for like a new life where you're stuck as the gay person, the gay kid, the Peter Pan, still sort of stuck in the same sort of habitually bizarre dating patterns. But the more I analyzed it, the more I realized that reaction was coming from a place of anxiety and fear. Whereas if you really rationalize it, it's like, what am I really missing out on or potentially like jealous of? First of all, relationships aren't always what they seem to be. People don't always portray them how they really are. And these two friends in particular, in the past, either with their current relationship, the person they're engaged to, or guys in the past, they've definitely overlooked certain things that were such clear red flags to me. And I've had dating situations where I'm like, I would rather be single than connect with somebody who makes me keep connected or stay connected to somebody who makes me feel XYZ way. And then I was thinking like, do I even want to be in a relationship? Like, would I even want what they have? Would I want to get married and start thinking that way? And the past few years for me have been so crazy. Like I've moved multiple times, started my life over in a new city, started a new job, I quit a job, I then tried to start my own business, and now I'm professionally busier than I've ever been. I don't even think I could commit the time to a serious relationship and still handle the professional stuff that I'm doing. So I had to get to a point in thinking about all this of realizing like, is this just coming from a place of FOMO, like the fear of missing out, and thinking I'm supposed to be doing something because that's what society tells us? Or do I actually want those things that my friends are now experiencing? And I realized it was the former. It's a matter of just the fear, the instinct of like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this and I'm not there, and I'm, you know, there's a void, you know, there's this spot that's missing in my life. But when I really think about it, like, I don't know that I want that. I made a video a few months ago about a guy who I met, who I'd never had a connection like that before, and it was a beautiful connection, and he's now back in his home country of Argentina. And despite the connection that was there, throughout it, I was like, secretly, a part of me, towards the end of us hanging out in Miami, a part of me was looking forward to him going home so there would be closure to it. Because even though I loved spending time with him, a part of me was like, I don't know that I actually want this. Like, I don't know. And maybe it was him. Maybe he just wasn't the perfect partner for me. But the time needed and the emotions invested and all of that, and the energy that you invest into someone and into that dynamic, felt like a sacrifice to me that I don't know if I actually want to make that. I think for the right person, for the right situation, of course that could change. But again, it proves that sometimes we think we want something, or we tell ourselves we want something just because that's how it looks on paper. But then once you actually get a taste of it, you're like, is that really what I want? So the lesson for me here was, when I have this kind of feeling that makes me uncomfortable, or like, I don't know why I'm feeling it, to like psychoanalyze it in the moment. And sometimes it takes a few days, I think, to really process and understand where you're coming from. But getting to the root of it helped me sort of figure out that it was a fear-based and anxiety-based mindset, as opposed to what I really think and what I really want. I think as gay men, it's a very common thing that we face. And a fear that is very relevant to our experience. But also, life is more than just relationships and dating somebody or getting married. Like, it's bigger than just being defined by that. And I think it's important for us, especially as gay men, to remind ourselves of that reality. Have you guys had a similar experience to this?